Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're going to start out with an EP3. This is a good friend slash customer of ours. It is having transmission issues. We don't really know what's going on with it. They've changed clutches, slave cylinder, master cylinder, transmissions, shifters, shift mechanisms, cables, you name it. They've apparently tried it. But Butch and I'm sure we can get it. It's gonna be something silly, something really, really silly. But hey, it's an EP3. Let's dive into some action and see how this one goes here. Confirmed transmission problems for sure. She's stuck in all the neutrals like they said. So we're gonna pull this tranny out, tear it apart real quick, and see if it ain't something stupid. Maybe detent springs, maybe a shift fork, maybe a diff. Butch had a good idea of maybe a diff broke, which very well is possible. Let's dive into it and find out what we got going on. Woo. Out here in the paint booth, getting some rattle cans shook up, getting ready to paint these parts here. We're gonna just make this thing look OEM clean. So let's dive into it and see how it turns out. And look at all these goodies we got over here. We've got about everything we need to start getting this block put together. I'm gonna ball hone it out real quick. We got this thing all cleaned up yesterday, looking pretty dang good if you ask me. I'm hoping today I can get the head, block, entire engine, clutch, all that, made it up to the transmission, and maybe, just maybe, have it stabbed in the car by the end of the day. Doubt it, but maybe. Let's dive into this and see how that old EP3 and this here goes.
To win at life, I never miss, that's fact. Taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat. Put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag. Cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel. I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real. But how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Y'all ain't never experienced a Texas winter? You need to. It's like 70 degrees out there, almost the 1st of December here. Freaking loving it. If you guys look behind me, all that S1 built is in. The only thing I got left is the suspension here. I just need to bring the car down and I'll throw those in real quick. Man, oh man, I'm gonna run this drive line now, get it to the front. And that kind of is gonna wrap this rear end up until I do all the brakes. And Butch, man, he's just flying through the old EP3, pulling the trans. We figured just pull the engine out, pull the trans off of it. It beats doing all the cradle out the bottom, all that good stuff there. So he cruising on this. I'm waiting for a honer to show up because my ball honer is just getting beat up in there. It's just a skosh too big. So I'm gonna wait for a good one, bam, 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 knock those out, start assembling this thing here. So let's dive into some more action. Wah, wah, wah. That's apparently a new clutch, newer clutch, new clutch, I don't know, it's a clutch, and it's a broke clutch. That thing's done, son. That would explain why you put her in gear and she don't move nowhere. Transmission seems to be A-okay though, so that makes this job a quick, easy one. We've luckily got K-series for days. This one I know is a good one. We're gonna take it with a good new flywheel and we're gonna put that baby right all together and slap it back in. And then I just came through and I honed all them cylinders. Them things are all looking nice and good now, bam, bam, bam. So now I can start putting my rods together, my pistons together, getting them down in the hole, get my crank in. Oh man, we're gonna have this thing together here in a short slickety split of a time. So let's dive into some more action and get these engines built. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, so Butch got the transmission slapped back on with the new to this customer action clutch. It's actually a pretty dang good one that we had laying around. It's still on its break-in period. So we sold that one to him, put it in. And then Butch was turning this thing over to make sure that the transmission does what it's supposed to, like we always do. And that's the noise we're hearing. So we're gonna investigate.
Oh yeah, she's wore out. Can you see it?
Yep, just push in. Yep. Oh, that's all. Yep, just that. So that's what's making the noise too. So timing should still be good. Dang nabbit. We're gonna grab a tensioner, get it slapped in there, and be on our way. All right, y'all, just got my first bearing in, got it all cleaned. You can see right here, I used a little emery cloth, got all my journals nice and clean. I blew them out to make sure they're all debris free. Everything is nice and clean. So now I'm wiping these guys down one at a time, setting them in there. I did check them to the old bearings and they all look to be a-okay. Once I get them all in, I will plastic gauge this thing just to make sure that they are all 100%. So let's throw the rest of these in, get that crank set, get it plastic gauged, and hopefully get this bottom end rotating here. What y'all know about breaking a sweat on a fine November day? It's warm down here today, let me tell you. I've got myself tucked away in this little corner. No wind's getting to me. I'm blocked by this car here. I've got me a nice clean little area. And boy, oh boy, would you look at that? Just by eyeballing those, I think I'm right about in the money here. I'm gonna say probably about 20 thousandths. I'm a 15 to 20 thousandths type of guy. I really like that number on these. So let's see. She's 15, 10 to 15, kind of close to that 15. I can call that. She squished just a hair more than the 15er, which puts us down around 10, which is actually probably okay. We get a little bit extra oil in there. Let's check all of these, make sure. Yeah, they're all chilling right about 15 thousandths. This one here looks awfully fat. It looks real thick. Yep, that one there is about 10 thousandths. That's that end cap, and that one actually had a B bearing in it to begin with. So it was a B bearing, a D bearing, a B bearing, a C bearing, and a B bearing. That's how you can tell which bearings are in these from the factory. I'm happy with it. When I actually assembled the engine for Donovan's, I said I was around 15 thousandths on it, and AGN actually said he liked it closer to 10. So we're good there, and then I want to be around 20 thousandths on my rod bolts there. So I'm happy with this. I'm gonna clean it all down, torque it again to proper torque specs, and then put it all, that will be done there. So then I can start slapping some pistons in it. Butch is playing with this old timing here. He's about wrapped up with it. He's gonna set that back in there, and then apparently we got a new motor mount coming down for this thing also, so that'll be real slick. Let's dive into some more action. I hope you guys are enjoying this week's video. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe, drop a comment, let us know what you guys think, how your day is, how you're feeling. If it's sunny or cold where y'all are, just let us know something down in that comment section. All right, just got all those torqued down, did like 22, 26, 22, and then torqued them all to 56. And I'm pretty dang happy with it. You can grab it right here, and man, she spins on over. The right amount of drag. She's wanting just to spin in there, not too loose. See, she stops, but just free enough that I can spin it over by hand. That is what you are after on these. If you can't spin it, it's too tight. If it just wants to spin around, too loose. A little bit of spin with a little bit of stop, just right. And Butch is gonna slap this thing right back in there, and then that thing's gonna be just right.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive.
Dog, that is an assembled bottom end, let me tell you. All right here in-house. Everything's plastic gauged, everything's checked out, all tolerances are good. Man, this baby is together. I used assembly lube throughout. I plastic gauged absolutely freaking everything, let me tell you. She is all together. She's all looking right. Man, oh man, we are happy, let me tell you. This is just what we needed to finish out our Tuesday down here. A nice good old, everything's intake. This is obviously intake side. Everything's as it should be. No scoring of the cylinders. Everything is just beautiful here. Just beautiful. Throw a little looby dooby in those. And we're gonna call that a day on this bottom end for now. I still have all of these goodies that go in there. But hey, I'm gonna get ready to head home for the night. I will catch you guys in the morning for a little bit of head work.
So I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread.
What's up, guys? I'm standing over here because she's open header now. He had brought us like a long tube, so I put it on, but he didn't have the rest of the exhaust, so it's pretty loud. But she's running. We'll let it finish warming up, and then I'm gonna go take it for a test drive, make sure it goes through all the gears, make sure the clutch is all good, and then she's ready to go home.
All right. Butch killed that EP3. It's done and gone. We're gonna be pulling a coolant leak car in here. It's the next victim. But man, we got this head. It's got all Brian Crowder springs, retainers, and keepers in it. And then boy, you can't beat that Ferrera racing components for the valves. Them are just the best. And look there, boom, them babies are all flat. That means she gonna make some serious power. She's all together, all looking good, everything seated. So now I'm gonna take this bad boy, don't lose that dowel, take this bad boy and go throw it on this block right here. I've got a cosmetic head gasket, I believe is what it is. This is all good to go, that's all good to go. Actually, all the surfaces are even cleaned, ready to go. Look at that. That is a good looking head, let me tell you. We're gonna get it mated, and then hopefully Butch and I have this thing in the car today. That one right over there, and maybe down on the ground on all fours, kind of doing its own thing. So let's dive into getting this thing put together and see how it goes.
I was trying to diagnose a coolant leak. Started kind of poking around, looking around. You can see there's some wetness down there. When I was standing here like looking, it just smelled really fuely. So I started looking around, and then sure enough, I don't know if you can tell on that line was spraying out. So I threw a clamp on it. That's the only thing I see leaking right now. So I'm gonna move it outside real fast, let it run for a minute, make sure there's nothing else. And then I think this one's done too.
Hit the grind, I could change in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win at life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat. Put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short, so
About frickin' time, y'all. About frickin' time. We finally got our McLeod clutch back. This is the same face as what we had before, just everything else is different. Different flywheel, different clutch packs, different everything. Apparently this is a bad little super single here. We're gonna get that slapped into there, get all the boost pipes buttoned up, get this car out of here finally. All the little stuff is like 95% there. Once this clutch goes in, we're at 99% there. Then we got just our little bit of button up, some fluids in it. I don't even know if we gotta put fluids in it. Fluids in it, and then she's ready to rock and roll. So Butch is gonna dive onto that. I'm still over there trying to get that dang engine put together. So let's dive into some more action.
Play no games, I just do that's fact, and I don't feel no shame. It's a mood you lack, I go crazy. Nah, bitch, I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on the shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said.
gotta tell you, I'm ready to have this one done and in the car. This head's officially torqued down to 80 foot-pounds. That's what ARP calls for right there. 80 foot-pounds, 3 equal steps. So I did 30, 60, 80. Pretty happy with that. Everything's looking good. Everything's sealed real nice, I believe. We got our tab right where we need it, so we know our head gasket is on the right way. As long as I get the engine, transmission mated, I can do all of my timing stuff up here in the bay. I got enough room on it on this car to do it. I do have to get my rear main seal cover cleaned real quick though. So I'm gonna blast this thing, get it clean, get it sprayed, get it on, get this car engine in that car there. Man, look how fancy they are. Coupe Clutch gives you a nice little bag with all your goodies, throw out pilot and alignment tool. That means we're getting ready to throw the clutch on this thing, and Butch is over here flying through this thing. We finally got the transmission on. We finally got a clutch that's gonna work. It's sealed up nice and tight like it ought to. Butch was able to rotate the crank. No funny noises over here. So we should be good. That means this one's getting close to buttoning up. I'm getting close to buttoning that one up. But man, I'm gonna be heading over to Old Donald's tonight so we can get the old hatch wrapped up. So then hopefully I can get that one done. That one's ready for the dyno. My wagon's ready for the dyno. And then we're gonna push through Lee. I bet I have his car running Friday. I bet I have it running tomorrow, but I'm gonna put Friday on the schedule for that thing running. I'm not gonna say it's driving and gonna have everything, but it will be running, most definitely. Everything's good, so I'm gonna get this clutch put on and call it a night here. Wow, shit the bed, y'all. I do not have a transmission mount. This transmission did not come with one, and it uses a different one from the B series front wheel drive ones because it's all wheel drive. So now I gotta try to find one. I think I might actually have one at home out of one of the CRVs. If not, I'll have to search on old eBay for a dang motor mount. We got the Waffle Dogs down here. What are you doing, crazy? What are you doing, crazy? We got Waffle Dogs, yes. You coming to play in the shop? Coming to play in the shop? Chop dog. Chop dog! So anyways, that's where I'm at. I'm gonna be all upset about it, but there's nothing I can do about it other than wait till I get a dang mount. On the final push to get this thing running, and you know when you make an oopsie and you don't order the all-wheel drive mounts, you gotta end up making your own mounts. So that's what I'm gonna do here. EK B series mounts don't work with the all-wheel drive. This mount's different, rear mount's different. Hey, that mount might even be different there. But I'm gonna make my own. I've got some innovative mounts. They're the good bushing ones. We're gonna weld that baby on there. 2 tabs come up, box that in. That'll be that mount there. Then I can focus on that rear one. I'm gonna have old Shelly do some media blasting today in the cabinet on that K-member, so we can try to get that back in the car and get that rear mount made, get this thing all bolted in there, and hopefully then I can move forward on this thing and get a good push. This one, Robert's taking it to Hondas of Dallas this weekend, so that'll be super cool. He better shout us out for getting that thing done for him so he can make it. So anyways, let's dive into some more action and see how this day goes. Check it out, y'all. This thing's got a drive line. It's got an engine sitting in there on its own. I got that passenger side mount made, so now we just have to get it powder coated. This drive line is in and it's connected. I cut an inch out of it, welded it back. I think it's gonna balance out all right. I think it's gonna do just what we need. You guys get the idea. These rear wheels are spinning. Both sides. That means we are ready to rock and roll. I'm gonna get this cradle put in. I've gotta come up just a little bit with the engine to get that to level out just a hair. But hey, we're on track. Let's see if we can't get us a running car in this video. It's most likely gonna be the next video, but let's see what we can get. From an old rusty piece of trash to a nice cleaned up K member there. Thank you to my mom for getting that blasted for me today. My goodness, that was just a messy, nasty piece. And she got it just peachy clean. So now I'm gonna work on getting that up in here as soon as it dries. But I've got the radiator here. I'm getting ready to cut these off, weld my dash 16 bungs onto them, and start making the coolant lines. We're running AN lines on this thing, just like my wagon. It's gonna be a really nice touch to this bay here. We've got the intake set on there. My goodness. Prac Works just killing it. Full carbon intake. We got the exhaust on. I'm gonna have to do some changes with it at some point here. But let's get this coolant system in. Let's get all the timing components put on this thing. I'm gonna do all those as soon as I can drop this mount loose, and that one will come once I get the rear one in. I'll put the side one on, drop that loose, put the timing belt on. Y'all get the idea. Anyways, let's get into welding up this radiator and see how that goes. All right, y'all, I was gonna take you into some other stuff, but you know what? I'm just going to work on getting all of my parts painted for this car. So I'm gonna work on getting all my other stuff. I came in here, I got the fuse box put back in its spot, and I was like, you know, I just need to work on getting some things all blasted and getting them ready for paint. So right in here, we've got the brake booster. It is all good to go, ready to get painted. So I'm just gonna set it here, and I'm gonna start making me a pile of things that need to get blasted. And while I'm blasting, I'm gonna tear the supercharger down, see how it goes, and get myself this piece here painted, this piece here painted, and this here piece painted as well. This I might just leave blue anodized, but Lee wants this black. We're gonna leave this chrome, and then we're gonna do this guy black as well. So I'm gonna get those tore down. I'm gonna get them in the blast cabinet, get them blasted, get those ready for paint. Enough jibber jabber, let's time lapse.
I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take sh**. I got no.
All right, y'all, she's all tore down. This unit comes right apart. I freaking love these things. I would love to try to find one of these and put it on a Civic one day. All I would really need is a blower. I could make all this stuff, this inner man, would make something up, but this thing's super rad. Anyways, I'm gonna go get this and this taped up and get it ready to get in the blast cabinet and get it blasted, and one more thing ready for paint. Then I'm gonna find some more things, see what else I can find around here, and get some more stuff painted up. All right, y'all, I'm on my like 24 hours of goodness here. It's been nothing but badness. I left you guys off last night, I think, with a little bit of supercharger work. This thing does not fit with this all-wheel drive transmission. I had my boys Christian and Colin down here last night trying to help me to get this thing, and if you guys look right over here, it is just hitting on this starter right down in here. Not made to be on the old B-Series all-wheel drive. That's just a Vortec thing. They never planned on this. This is a swap that was not done back in the day. So with that being said, I'm waiting for the customer to come down so we can do up some drawings and a few things here so I can get that one adjusted, and then that air to water cooler does not fit. You guys can kind of see here that that's not much room. That's probably just over a foot right there, and that air water cooler's definitely a foot. But I'm gonna leave you guys off with these injectors going in. This is one thing that is not fighting me. I'm gonna get the injectors in here, get this buttoned up on that end, and we will catch you guys next week. Yep, next week. Hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. Like, subscribe, share, and we will catch you next week with some better stuff, I hope.